This week, I'm going to tell you the story of how a squirrel saved the free world and prevented World War III. Welcome to this week's episode of
Now the news.
It's the News, a Tacticon armament show. So on November 1st, days before the presidential election, New York State authorities decided to seize and then euthanize a man's squirrel and raccoon. And it wasn't just any pet squirrel, but Peanut the squirrel, who had almost 1 million followers on social media. And I think the reason that this resonated with Americans so hard is because it was from like the happy part of social media. It was just a guy that had adopted an orphan squirrel and raised it for 7 years. I think people all across the country realize that the government just should not have the amount of time or resources needed to concern themselves with whether or not someone has a pet squirrel, much less come in your house and kill your pet squirrel.
FBI, open up!
And on November 5th, days later, the American people showed up at the polls and told the federal government what they think of it. This was the single strongest mixed party ticket in modern American history, maybe in all of American history. The Trump ticket is composed of Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, Elon Musk, Ron Paul, and Trump himself. It's a mixed bag of Democrats, libertarians, conservatives. It's a room full of adults that just want the best for America. They just want to use common sense and critical thinking. The American people came together behind this new coalition and obliterated a multi-billion-dollar marketing effort behind the Kamala campaign. Kamala campaign had support from every layer of the entertainment industry, from Hollywood to music to the mainstream media. Everyone got behind the Kamala campaign. And all of it meant exactly nothing, because we didn't just take main party ticket with electing President Trump, but we also took control of the Senate and the House of Representatives. If you want to know just how bad it went for Kamala, look at this clip where they tried to show how she was outperforming Biden anywhere, somewhere. She must be doing good somewhere.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
And of course, on the heels of this crushing defeat, the entire liberal establishment just can't handle it. And we're going to start with the public meltdowns first.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the is this still happening?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you.
I'm sorry to all my friends who are Trump supporters. I don't understand how scared of this man I am. If this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy, and everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck.
And of course these people can't believe it. The entire media apparatus has sold them alive for a decade. They have done nothing but trout the fact that Donald Trump is a Nazi and some hate-mongering war machine that's going to end all human civilization and remove women's uteruses. It's completely ridiculous. And if all you've done is just kind of casually pay attention to the news, then I'm sure you believe that he is literally the Antichrist. But what the American voter with common sense showed up and said on November 5th was that we reject all of it. The mainstream media, the entertainment industry, the music industry, the federal government, three-letter agencies, influence from social media, all of it. We're over all of it. The rejection of the American elite class is clear, and the elites are pushing back.
How do we as a nation, even post-Trump, how do we reach those Americans who apparently didn't go to civics class, apparently didn't learn the basics of this Constitution, and have just been overwhelmed with this information over the past 9 years?
Joe Scarborough's disdain for the average American voter and his condescending tone saying that you just don't understand how American civics works leaves blood in your mouth. But they aren't just insulting us. They aren't just insulting your intelligence. They aren't just insulting the decision that you made. They're also setting the narrative and the plot line that they're going to run on for the next 4 years. And you won't fucking believe it. It's Russia.
Meanwhile, the FBI is out with a new warning today about election-related disinformation as well as propaganda after they have identified 2 fake videos today.
The Russian-backed disinformation firestorm continues.
Something far more long-lasting than just Donald Trump, the candidate. There is a sort of Russian embrace of disinformation.
They're completely out of place, and everyone knows it, including them. And the ladies on The View always do the best job of saying the quiet part out loud.
Well, it would help If we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk now in the administration.
It's so insanely scary to me how open the left is with such sweeping authoritarian ideas. What she just said is the complete destruction of the First Amendment and the removal of free speech in the United States. The fact that everyday Americans like me can buy some lights and a couple of cameras and exercise my First Amendment rights is the single most important part of American democracy. It's time for us to topple this regime. The elite class, the ruling class in this country is foul. They have run this country aground. They have started endless wars all over the world, pissed off all of our friends, neighbors, and allies, strengthened our enemies. They pay for those who hate us and lecture us on our morals at home, while convincing half of the country that the most significant, important, cultural enriching thing that we can do is to lop the testicles off of young boys. People all over the world are cheering for this American First party ticket victory.
Breaking news here in batshit bonkers Britain, where for many of us Trump-supporting, freedom-loving individuals, it's the best day ever. It couldn't be better here in the UK. And now we have a leader of this country who actively sent over his own teams to try and campaign for Kamala. And we have a foreign secretary who called the new president of the United States of America some of the worst names under the sun. So we can look forward to Trump punishing both of them very hard in the near future. I mean, truly, one of the best days ever.
It isn't just praises, it's peace offerings. Xi Jinping, Putin, and Hamas have all released within 24 hours after the election that they would like to sit down and find peace with America. Without even taking control of the office, Donald Trump has brought more peace to the world and ended more suffering than the Biden administration has been able to do in 4 years and the American government has been able to do in 50. It's time that we topple this regime once and for all. It's time that we restore American exceptionalism to the world stage. It's time to restore masculinity and femininity. It's time to restore the American family and to strengthen the ideals and the values that made this country so great, not destroy them. We are not the passive viewers of history. We are the architects of our future. It's our job to drive this car in a direction that we want it to go, and now is the time to take control of that steering wheel. This fight is only beginning, and it's going to require lots of self-determined Americans to act like leaders and to set the tone, the example for others to follow. It's time to make America great again. And remember, it's okay to be dangerous. I'll see you soon. Side note, just to end this episode, I quit my fire department job about 3 years ago because I wanted to tell the world that I thought that the system was broken. I couldn't spend one more day of my life watching the government, watching local government, watching first responders in the military just be non-functional. It's really, truly time that we make a difference in our world and in our country. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that watches this show, to people that support me on Mad Minute Tacticians or support Tacticon, to everyone that supports alternative voices through social media. It's incredible what we were able to pull off with this election. I'm so proud and honored that any of you watch what I have to make, and I cannot say thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't have made it over the last couple of years if it wasn't from support from people in the industry, financially, through other opportunities, and if it wasn't for everyone that follows and subscribes and supports what we do. So genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving a shit what I have to say. And man, big things coming. Big things coming. I'm so excited about the future. It looks bright. Stay dangerous, motherfuckers.